Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 4 settlement build. So today we are technically not at a settlement because we're at Homeplate, and I think this place is going to be my character's new home going forward, although of course I'll be doing other settlement builds as and when on down the line. But yeah, lots of detail in this one. I'm really happy with how it came out. So a little reminder, if you want to pick this place up, you need to head to Diamond City, head up to the mayor's office just above the main entrance to town, and his secretary there will sell it to you for a pretty reasonable price when you consider what you're getting. So yeah, definitely cool. This is, of course, a modded playthrough, and we've got a whole bunch of building mods on the go as well, so we'll jump over and take a little look at those. So, obviously, all the ones with check marks next to them are the ones that are currently active. There's a couple of other bits and pieces that are there for convenience, but not actually being used. It didn't actually need to be used for this one, because it's all an internal location, but lots of good stuff for decorations and adding clutter and detail to a settlement like this one, and I'm quite happy with the sort of resources I've got available in there. So all of this stuff is available on all platforms, or something very, very similar is, if not exactly the same, so shouldn't be restricting anybody's access. And let's have a little look around. So you see, there's not a right lot of building involved in Homeplate. It's mostly decorations, so hence the tour, but yeah, quite pleased with the final result here. Definitely a nice homely setup for somebody who has established themselves in the Commonwealth. So we're over by the Chemicare end of the settlement here, the house, I suppose, and by the power armor stations outside. So to squeeze in a kitchen down this end, because this end is kind of big and open and plain and doesn't have as much character in some ways as the other, but it works quite nicely for a kitchen and sort of living space, with the opposite end, obviously, the warehouse side being where I've put my crafting space. Yeah, this kitchen, there's different coloured versions of it that are available via, I think it was USO actually, and just rug glitched that into place and then added the fridge and the cooking stove, which actually works as a cooking station, afterwards, and then added the extra, the laundry facilities and other bits and pieces, the cleaning stuff around, and all decoration too. Yeah. Makes a good strong start down this end, this little spot. And quite logically, we need somewhere to eat if we're going to have somewhere to cook, so I put a little dining table in here. This whole table is actually a single modded item that comes from one of the decoration mods I've got in there, and it's quite handy. I did consider doing it sort of manually, but to be honest, that's a really nice job and it fits quite nicely. This section here, obviously I've turned into a little office for my character to help out Nick Valentine or the railroad, because I think I'm going to go railroad in the long run. And it works quite nicely for that, but this sort of corner, because it's where the workbench is there, it's got Nick and Dogmeat hanging out while I'm taking a little tour. That corner becomes really, really awkward to decorate and sort of choose a use for, because the workbench is right there. You can kind of board it off, I suppose, but if you want to drop stuff in it, you want to have access, so it's a little bit awkward to figure out what kind of space goes there, unless, of course, you do your crafting stuff down there, which obviously I didn't. So, heading upstairs, this is where we've got our bedroom. It's kind of the bedroom when you first get this place as well. Obviously got a little spot there in case you have to stagger back injured and need to settle down and heal up. So just squeeze that in the corner there out of the way. It's a nice little spot to get some IV right away or whatever you might need. Whole bunch of modded bits and pieces in here as well, particularly the bed. But a few decoration items as well, which I'm quite chuffed with the look of. One thing I'm not keen on up here is the floor. I get that Bethesda kind of made it look like it's a bit improvised, and they succeeded on that, but it's not flat, which means you end up with things floating, and it kind of restricts where exactly you can put your furniture, which I'm not overjoyed about. I wish it was actually flat and level. What can you do? I've walled off this little edge here where the wardrobe is, and sort of made it so you're not going to fall off so easily, made it feel a bit more like an enclosed room. Quite happy with the result there. And we'll head up top here. Not perhaps the most original idea, but I made this sort of a bedroom for whatever companion I happen to have with me, Nick at the moment. My character in this particular playthrough is Romance Piper, so I guess she's staying down on the lower level with me, but obviously we need somewhere for whoever's actually exploring the wasteland with me up here. And I've got a place for them to hang out and chill and store this stuff, and I quite like it. Particularly happy with the way I've gone on the lighting on this. I've got just enough sort of spots of bright white light so you can see reasonably clearly. Use the shadows and the red lights. These are actually Halloween lights from my Creative Clutter mod. Not mine as in I made it, mine as in I downloaded it. But those put really nice spots of red light around. There's a few different options for sort of red lights, but this one I think is the one that works the best, kind of for the right balance. Not Not as dark as some of the others, and works quite nicely. I did want to use some purple ones in that bedroom, but unfortunately they tend to switch off on sort of their own accord, and you have to replace them to get them to light up again, which is a bit annoying. But nonetheless, the red stuff worked out nicely. Little display unit there to go with my lounge area. Put a couple of different sort of seating areas. You sit, play the guitar or read on the side there, and you sit, watch TV, listen to some music over on this side. A little coffee on the table there. Yeah, nice kind of relaxing place for somebody who's firmly established themselves in the wasteland, I think we've got going on here. Kind of spots of bright light and then spots of that dark red as well. Decided to go, for the most part, with the abstract paintings. I also could probably replace the few that weren't abstract with other abstract ones. It would have been a good combo, but still. So here under the lower section, as you can see, I've built a little bathroom. Lots of rug glitching and group select required to get everything into this space, but it's come together quite nicely. This is the transition between the original part of the house and the warehouse side. And I did think about making this whole space into a living room, kind of lounge area, but I needed a bathroom at the last minute, so I kind of put something together using half walls and just kind of pushed everything together without too much glitching required. A little curtain door on. And here we have my crafting half, I guess, of the build, and I really like how this came out. Done quite a lot of stuff in here. There's so much detail. It's I just kind of kept adding to it, and it looks kind of crazy and like I've been here for a while and built up a lot of stuff to convert into weapons and ammo and what have you. Lots of supplies in there. Got my power armor on display here. I don't have Raider power armor on display because I don't have enough space for it. And my T60 is the one I'm using, so that's on the power armor stand. But otherwise, the other stuff there looks good. Obviously need to finish off my XO1 at some point. Plenty of signs and posters up on the top there, looking good. The lighting is a bit weird as you move around here, but it does work quite nicely. Dark, dingy, moody, and atmospheric. So many bits and pieces. Most of these shelves, in fact all of these shelves, kind of came pre-decorated, and then I just added extra stuff around them. So I used OC Decorator to build up bits of sort of static junk on the floor, as well as some of the other decoration mods. Sort of built it up, made sure I can still move around quite comfortably and access all the workbenches, but it looks cluttered and like all manner of stuff is being torn down for use in other ways in the wasteland. I'm quite happy with the result there. Workbench, incidentally, with all its extra decorations, is actually a single object that is also modded in, but looks similar to the original. Sunk a couple of bits and pieces into the floor here, and I added sort of the rubber mats and bits of plywood around as well, just to make the textures on the floor a bit more interesting and make the whole thing look a little bit more scrappy and junky and stuff. I think it was quite nicely. I really like those floorboards in front of the power armor stands as well. There's my T60 there with the Tesla stuff from Automatron. Looking good down here. Might need an extra light if I actually come to work on power armor, but I can always add one and then take it away when I need it, so I don't disrupt the lighting, because I'm quite happy with how that looks in here. It's atmospheric. There's my little chemistry section. Again, kind of basic down here. I could have squeezed some extra bits in, maybe, but it's kind of a bit awkward to work with that corner, so I'm fairly happy with how this has come out anyway. And there is my weapons workbench. This one, I originally had the similar looking basic workbench in here with some extra stuff around it, but I spotted this variation in one of the mods in the building menu. And it's basically a blank, particularly wide workbench with 3 snapping points on it that you can snap also modded kind of items to. So you can effectively have 3 workbenches on a single table there if you want, and just activate different bits of the top. In this case, I've got one weapons workbench in the middle and then junk around it, which works quite nicely, I think, because we're not short on space at this end, or we weren't when I started anyway. We kind of are now. Yeah, happy about this one. I've moved a few bits and pieces away from sort of by these barrels and stuff in the middle here, because when I come in through the doors, it's not so much a problem when I fast travel, but when I actually enter through the door from Diamond City Market, you tend to spawn a little bit further forward than you'd expect. So you tend to be on top of some of the junk sometimes, which can be a little bit annoying. On the other hand, worth it for a place that looks like this, I think. Loads more posters up here. Again, the stuff's... I think those might be Creation Club, actually, rather than mods. There are a few bits of Creation Club stuff in here as well, scattered around. Easy enough to get your hands on if you so desire. Yeah, all in all, I am really, really pleased with how this place has come out. I wanted it to be like a relatively permanent long-term home for my character, and there's constant little details to find. I think it's come out quite nicely on that front. So there we go. Hope you folks enjoyed this little look around Homeplate. Really enjoyed working on this one. Good couple of days this took, and it's been fun. If you did like it, please consider dropping subs and likes. Take a look at my Grey Gun build or my Sanctuary build that I've done recently as well. There's a whole bunch of extra stuff there. Make sure I link it around for you. And join us for live streams as well if you get the chance. We've got Fallout 4 on the go, Fallout 76 as well, and a couple of other bits and pieces on the side. We've got a lot of stuff coming up the second half of 2024, so lots of cool stuff on the live stream front if you want to check that out. Do join us for that. And of course, social media links, merch store, channel memberships, all that down below if you want to support the channel that way as well, which I hugely appreciate. Massively helps out. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very soon.